MC culture, let's be honest with ourselves. Did Sons of Anarchy get it right? Is motorcycle club culture fights, bombs, and shootouts? I know about the coat drives and the toy drives, cancer runs, but at its core, did Sons of Anarchy depict MC culture accurately? Fights. If you live on the East Coast, you've seen the fights and the shootouts between the Pagans and the Hells Angels. The 1% diamond that I earned as a member of an outlaw motorcycle club came from a current member of the Pagans MC. If you're on the West Coast, you've seen the tension between the Mongols and the Vagos, what they've had with the Hells Angels. How about the Midwest? Are the bombings too far-fetched? One of the biggest car bombs in U.S. history happened with the Outlaws MC and the Hells Angels MC Clubhouse in Chicago. Mel Chancey, former Hells Angels president, talked about that in many interviews. Do you think Sons of Anarchy was inaccurate? Let's get into it. Welcome to Demons Road TV. I'm Sos the Ghost. I'm your host for the evening. Representing the biker lifestyle on screen is a delicate task. One wrong move and you're perpetuating stereotypes and misconceptions that can be damaging to the community. Everything you hear about 1% clubs is damaging. It's a tightrope that Sons of Anarchy walks, often with varying degrees of success. It was a box office hit. The biggest challenge is likely how they portray bikers as one-dimensional thugs. While it's true that some clubs have been involved in illegal activities, it's unfair to point an entire subculture with such a broad brush. But are the scenes accurate on the show? Yes, most of those situations have played out in one way or the other. Charlie Hunnam, aka Jax Teller, has said himself in interviews his character was based on an Oakland Hells Angels member named Chill Will. Charlie Hunnam literally got to meet Chill Will, a member whose dad was also in the motorcycle club. He met him and spent 4 days getting to know him and his lifestyle. And when he got back to Kurt Sutter to start shooting Sons of Anarchy, Chill Will lost his life, RIP. In my time in the biker community, I seen the same. RIP my brother Trigger. We were joking around one day. He's like, you're getting more famous every time I see you, brother. You know, joking around, always with love, never envy. And then the next minute, I'm getting on a plane. I'm getting ready to go see him. I'm excited to go to Florida. And I get a call. He was in a shootout, gunned down, and his enemy with him. Gone, but never forgotten. And that's just one situation. But I've seen firsthand how complex and multifaceted many brothers' lives are. We're way more than just leather-clad outlaws. We were fathers, brothers, and sons who shared a common bond. The show gets some of that right, particularly in the portrayal of the brotherhood that exists among bikers. I think the Opie character, many could relate to him coming home from prison, his old lady's on his back, and she had to wait for him while he was locked up, not getting none. I get it, but there's a large majority of brothers that take care of their families and ride and do the right thing. One of the biggest misconceptions is the idea that all bikers are involved in criminal activity. I tell you, I did juvenile time, I banged for 12 years, beat a big attempt murder case, got shot, did time for possession, had a home invasion, almost died that time, all before I joined the 1% club. My life slowed down when I joined the 1% club. I remember the first time some beef happened with another club and they brought up having a sit down, and I was like, a sit down? What the is a sit down? We need to retaliate, then negotiate. But I didn't know that's the way a lot of clubs run. You could be real strong in the area. Let's say you're really strong in New York and you retaliate on someone. If you got brothers that live in North Carolina, South Carolina, and maybe there's 10 of them in their state and they're outnumbered by that club, guess what? All of that falls upon them. So now you have to think as the majority, not just your chapter. While it's true that some clubs have been known to dabble in illegal pursuits, many others are law-abiding citizens who simply happen to enjoy riding motorcycles. Sons of Anarchy walks this line carefully, but sometimes it tips too far into the realm of fantasy. Another challenge the show faces is the portrayal of women in the biker community. Case in point, Jack's mom, Gemma, played by Katie Segal. Now, there are women that are like that to a certain extent, but they will never have real say-so in club business. Only behind the scenes if their husband is a pillow talker, which is possible and it happens a lot. So they could have some say in that way. It was very accurate in capturing the sense of brotherhood among bikers, the way characters interacted, the way they had each other's backs. It was so relatable. But as the series progressed, I started to notice some discrepancies between the show's portrayal of biker life and my own experiences. Jax went a little too rogue towards the end. A board would never let a member go as crazy as he did, and often his mother, like, that was too TV for me. That's like too story time for me. One of the things that the show gets right is the code of conduct that exists between bikers. We have a strict set of rules that govern our behavior, and anyone who breaks those rules is held accountable. The show also gets right the sense of family that exists among bikers. We're not just a club, we're a family, and the family bond is unbreakable until politics come into play. The way it ends with Jackson Clay having that power struggle, that is very true to life. You see a lot of that. A VP, 9 times out of 10, becomes that president. In the end, Sons of Anarchy gets a lot right, but it also compresses the biggest biker wars and puts them in the one club. What are your thoughts on Sons of Anarchy? Leave it in the comments below. And if you're a fan, who was your favorite character? Smash the like, and if you're interested in learning more about motorcycle culture, you are in the right place. Be sure to check out some of my other videos, and thank you for tuning in to Demons Road TV, the holy grail of MC culture. Like, subscribe, and comment. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby.